Hello, crafty friends. Welcome to my craft room. I'm Yvonne with Amjour, On My Mind, Journaling, and More. And today I'm going to begin a new series. This is my daily journal this is my October signature. And what sparked my idea is making apple crisp. Just what I want to do is start a cookbook, scrapbook type thing. Um, I've been trying to use up my scraps here. Look at that hoot owl. Isn't he cute? Anyway, so I thought I would bring you along. This is not going to be something that gets finished today. I went looking at my local thrift store for an old cookbook. I really thought, I'm zoomed out too much. I really thought I could find like an old Betty Crocker book, but I couldn't. But this one stood out to me. There were a couple there, so I chose this one. Let's see, I spent $1.38, $1.29 plus tax. So I think even if I choose something different, I think I can manage $1.38. So this book is, let's see, the only problem with this, it's 11, let's see, 8.5 by 11. So that's already one whole sheet of paper. So any signature pages I put in here, I'm going to have to do like Franken pages and everything. The other thing is this section here where it says the best of gourmet 1991. I'm going to want to cover that up with something. What that will be, I don't know at this point, but I saw an idea on another YouTuber. It's only paper. I love watching her. If you get a chance, check her out. I like listening to her. I like her voice. If that's that's silly to say, but it's the truth. So I'm gonna have to raise my camera up a little bit more, which means I really am not going to be able to see how much time and everything. It's okay. This part is just going to be pretty much gutting this book. Also, in my stash, I had this book. Now, this book is way too big to do what I want to do. This one is, I love big books, 4 pages. This one's 14. Let's see, 10.5 by 14. So I thought, well, maybe I could use some of I've already gutted this one. I think these were glued, if I remember. Glued and sewn, I think, when I look at the spine here. Yeah. Glued and sewn. Like here's a whole signature. Maybe I could grab out. I shouldn't be doing it like this. I should. Let's see what we can do here. I haven't made a journal in quite some time. But let's see. And the only other thing is these pages are glossy. So let me see if I fold just the 1 pages in half, what size that's going to be. I know you probably can't see, but I'm just using my mat to measure. 10.5, about 7 by 10.5. I didn't fold this pretty good. Let's see. Just gonna measure because I want this. I've tossed it around. I want it to be eclectic, kind of junk journal style. So the pages in here will start out just anything. Look, that's too small. So the other option is to use the pages in this actual book. They're not as glossy. They have a sheen to them, but definitely not as glossy. So I think this one is sewn. I'm looking at the spine here and see, but I like the inside cover. It's the inside covers, this book is almost seems to be brand new. So what I want to do before I go any further is kind of separate that, because I want to save this, the inside, front, and back covers. Let's see how I can do this. I want to be really careful. It's been quite a while since I've gutted a book, so that one might be a little dull. Let's try this smaller one. Maybe I'll have a little bit more control. And then the other thing to decide is how big of a spine do I want? So let's see if that's separated. Let me just go through that one more time, because I do not want this inside cover to rip. I should be cutting away from myself, but it's okay. All right, I think it's separated enough. And yes, it's glued down. Let's see. Okay, there's that part of it. It's actually in really good shape, the spine, but I don't know that I like the spine. I think I want to do something different with the spine. But let's get this book cover separated, because I don't want the covers, the inside covers, to rip. So that one, I'm going to go down one more time. Figure I would see this one started to rip a little. I'm not going to tear that. It's probably going to get covered with some kind of material when this gets put back together. But there it is. That's the book gutted. About that. Just don't know that I want to use that spine. Of course, I could just cover it up. And this spine is 1 inch. It's a 1 inch spine. I'm pretty sure I want to do a bigger spine. So let's see where it naturally folds. I'm going to separate this spine like this. There we go. That's the front cover. I'll have to clean that up. I might just leave it as a support so this doesn't rip. Okay, and then this side. There we go. Let's go down there twice. So, yeah, that one cut a little bit cleaner. Let's see, front and back. Front and back. I am going to cut this, because otherwise I won't be able to get it together properly. I should probably use a ruler as well. Okay. There we go. And I'm going to get my ruler just to make it even. I think it's pretty even. I got off track right down here. Right there. Okay. I think that looks better. Okay. So there's the inside cover. I went through and chopped that, used my craft knife, went through it. There we go. So let's see. How is that going to work? I'm going to have probably go over that with at least this amount of tape. It's going to cover it barely, so I'll be okay. Okay, so that's the start of this book. Now let's go back to these pages and see what we can do here. This part is glued. I'm just kind of pulling it apart. It seems to be coming pretty easily. Well, I say that, but now it's not. I'm just trying to pull away the glue. It naturally wanted to tug there. Ooh, that doesn't want to come away at the bottom. There we go. Okay. So I wonder, that is really tight. That's a lot of glue. Okay, it's coming away pretty good. Let's just see. Now this page should come away, and I'll save that as paper, just blank on the back, but just to use in the book itself. Let's just see if I can find where a signature is. Okay, these may be glued. Let's see if we can find the center. Well, I'm looking. I think these are, well, let me just see. They are glued, so any pages I use from this are going to have to be reinforced. But this is the size I need. So let me measure that. 16 1/4, probably by 8, by almost 11. So it's doable. Would make it a lot easier. I'm still wondering if I find the center, if there's not. It looked to be like maybe it was sewn, but maybe I'm wrong. No. No, they're glued. They are glued. So let's see. I still need to find the center. And so what I'm going to do is, like what I was watching, is build a kit. And so these pages will go in there, I think, for a 1.5 to 2 inch spine, which is roughly this wide. I'm just thinking this is 1.5 inches, which is a little bit bigger than that. I think I want it to be 1.5 inches. This is something I was working on for something else. 1.5 inches with 2 signatures, and that should give me enough space to expand. So we make some notes, and I don't know what I'll call this series, but let's just for now call it a cookbook journal. And I said I wanted a 1.5 inch spine, 2 signatures, and the papers need to be, is this one of them? No, but it can be. Yeah, anything I make for this is going to have to be franken together. The pages need to be 16.25. I'm going to make I'm a visual person, so 16.25 by 8. I better measure again. No, 10. Let's call it 3/4. 10.75. Okay. So I'll have to go through my stash of papers and just start collecting things that will go into this journal. I think a lot of the pages are going to be built out of this book. I'll probably cut out some of these images from the book to use. Wonder, I'm just flipping. I did not flip through this book before I started cutting it apart. Cranberry apple cobbler. That's kind of what my apple crisp is. Blueberry cobbler. How about that? That's funny. Are there any pictures in this section? Oh, an ice cream scoop. So yeah, I'm going to go through and pull out pictures like that. Actually, I want the ice cream scoop right now. Let's see. Sorbet. Yep, I'm going to take out the ice cream scoop. Oh, well, this book, so apparently this recipe has a photo on page 79. So that would be in this section. Let's see. 79. What is the recipe for ganache? This is 243, 242. What is the recipe? Macadamia nut and bittersweet chocolate ice cream Bombay with macadamia nut praline. That's this. That's a lot of steps for a cake. I don't know that I have that patience. Huh. Okay, so I'm not going to bore you with that, but I am going to start collecting images like this for this cookbook. And once I get the signatures put in, I think I'll have to decide how to sort. Like, do I want all the desserts together and all the meats, or I think I already know. I think I want to set it up like I'm such a seasonal chef. So I think I will set it up by season, because right now, like Apple Crisp sparked a memory for me. And so it's fall season, which is also to me soup season. So there's an ice cream scoop. So that's kind of the makings of this. Save the scope. I wanted to find set up sections by season. Okay, and then probably by main, side, dessert, something like that. Okay, so that will be the sections. I'm trying to find this. Here we go. I want to save these. They're glued, so I'll try not to rip. There. So I have 2 sheets of that. Okay, front and back. So the next step will be to choose. I need to find something for a binding. Oh, I might have that right here. Not a binding, the spine. That is just a little bit too short. You see that? I might have to like save a cereal box, cut those down to size, and maybe glue 2 or 3 together. That's what I'll have to do. And I don't have any cereal boxes right now. So, okay, that is part 1 of I don't know how many of my new cookbook journal. And so inside, my intention is to write the stories behind the food, right? Okay, I hope you'll stay tuned. I'm going to make a brand new playlist, this being part 1 of making the cover. So I hope you follow along, and I hope you're doing something fun in your craft room. Have a great day. Bye-bye.